You know, it's baseball season again. Little League baseball. Real baseball. None of that way too much for the ticket going to watch the major leagues. And with Little League baseball comes parent volunteers. Hey, we all call ourselves coaches. You're not the real coach or the other coach. You're, hey coach, can you pick that kid up from his house? The one whose parents can't ever get him to practice, whose parents never can get him to the game on time. Who are the parents? Mom works at a nail tech, works about 60 hours a week, and what do you think dad does? Sells cars for a living, like he's ever gonna get to see his son play baseball. Well, I'm that coach that goes on the other side of town to pick your kid up. You know, I raised 4 kids, and that's kind of a lie. My wife raised 4 kids, and I was actually a part of some of the raising. She did a great job, and we did Little League baseball. But everybody was playing in a different place. That's why Sienna minivan is so important. Safety for parents and safety for kids. My kids are very important to me, so safety becomes important, but you've entrusted me with your child, and that's when it comes real serious. Star safety system. Let's take a minute and talk about what this van is going to do to make sure your child is going to always be at that ball game on time. Hey coach, can you pick up Johnny? His parents aren't going to be able to bring him to the game this week. Well, I'm going to pick up Johnny because he's the only person on our baseball team that can actually get the ball out of the infield. Promise, that kid's going to be on time. Star safety system. Let's start with ABS. This is a huge vehicle right over my shoulder. I'm set up for the game. You know, I don't get to be in the dugout. I have to sit out and watch the game because I'm not really a coach. I'm that coach, give the ride coach. So ABS. Today's a rainy day. It started out, the field's gonna be dry. We'll be ready for practice later on today. But if somebody pulls in front of me or cuts me off, this is a lot of weight. I've got to stop this vehicle. We have a 4-channel ABS system. That means an ABS actuator on all 4 wheels. All ABS does is keep that tire from locking up during hard braking. It modulates the tire so that you can steer while hard braking, which becomes very important in missing an accident. I know everybody wants to talk about all the airbags and side door beams and crumple zones. You know, to be honest with you, I prefer my brake system work well enough that I don't ever have to see an airbag. Next, this is where it becomes unbelievable math. Electronic brake force distribution, EBD. When I hammer the brakes, this van is going to go forward. The inertia is going to go forward. The computer knows that I struck the pedal with intent. So immediately upon doing that, it's going to move the braking prowess to the front of the van. So where the wheels are loaded up, they can do the best job at stopping the vehicle the shortest distance. That's where the brakes go. EBD also has a lateral gravitational sensor. When I turn the vehicle to the left, all the inertia goes to the outside of the curve. When you have a vehicle that's this tall, it's always going to be more inertia. Harder I turn, more inertia to the outside. The EBD can move the brakes side to side, making sure that if I apply the brakes in a turn, that the van's going to stop safe. And then brake assist. Man, it's a long day at practice. I've run bases with the kids because they didn't want to run bases, so I did the challenge. Hey coach, you want to challenge the kids to run? Not really, but there I go out there running bases. My legs are tired, somebody cuts me off and I go to the brakes. I got there quick enough, but I mean really honestly, my legs are fatigued and I didn't get the brake pedal to the floor. Brake assist realized what I did and gave me 100% braking efficiency. Last but not least, and what I'm going to talk about today on Star is vehicle stability control. It's wet outside today. I'm going around a corner and the vehicle gets a little squirrely because the asphalt's a little slick. Before I can even react to either oversteer or understeer, the computer takes over, applying the brakes, decelerating the throttle, and making sure I stay on the intended direction. The intended direction is where I pointed the steering wheel. How many times does that have to work before it's worth the money? So that's why when I talk to a parent about picking their child up and taking them across town, that I feel confident in my Sienna minivan. It's not just my kids, it's the trust you put in me with your kids.